Hi everyone, it's Latin Roses. Last time we were in the kitchen together, I showed you how to make a delicious turkey simplified. Now I'm going to show you how to make a wonderful gravy. It's really simple with the drippings that we had left over. If you want to see how to do this, I'll show you how to do it next. Okay, so on medium heat, I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to use my Circulon pot because it cleans up better. And you're going to melt it down on medium heat. Then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. And you're going to let that cook together for 2 minutes. So it's 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, and you let them cook together for 2 minutes. And then we're going to add 2 cups of the pan drippings. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes, and I'm going to pour about 1 cup of the gravy, the pan drippings that I warmed up. Slowly add it, about 1 cup. I'm eyeballing it because I pretty much know what it looks like. And you whisk it together for a few minutes. The trick to these Flour Roos with butter, you have to let it come to boil, and that's how it thickens up before you add all of your drippings. And for those of you who are really fresh to making gravy, when you take your pan drippings, you have to put it through a strainer, especially if you used vegetables as, flavoring like I did earlier. And you put it through a strainer so that you don't get any of that into your gravy. So this is thickening up nicely. So basically I just use butter, flour, 1 cup of the drippings, starting to boil, and I'm going to add slowly the rest of the pan drippings from the turkey. You could use ham, you could use chicken broth. You don't even actually have to have drippings. You can just use broth from a can or broth that you saved from a soup that you made. If you still find, the reason I heat up the broth first is in case it has, when you add the hot liquid versus a more room temperature cooler, it'll cut down on the amount of lumps that show up. And if you do get some lumps, you can always strain it out. And you're going to let this simmer together for a few minutes. This gravy is like a light brown, and sometimes people add extra salt and pepper to season. But you can also add a little bit of soy sauce to darken your gravy if you want a darker gravy, and it also gives it a nice salty flavor, but not too salty. Just a tiny bit of soy sauce goes a long way. I'm probably going to add just a pinch of soy sauce to this. And you just keep stirring it until it starts thickening as much as you like it to thick. And this one, now that I added the rest of the broth, I'm going to have to let it come to boil so that it can thicken up. Okay, the gravy was taking too long to thicken up, so what I did, I switched in the other pot, which was this one. I did the roux again, the 2 tablespoons of butter and flour, let it thicken up, and then I poured slowly the gravy into it, and it did come to a boil, and it did thicken up finally. So sometimes you might need to do that. Sometimes you can get it in one shot, and then sometimes you might have to do it twice, but nonetheless, it came out, it thickened up, and it's really that simple. It sometimes just takes a little practice, but it's really that simple. That, my friends, is how you make your gravy with your pan drippings. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, hit like. If you want to stay in touch, subscribe. As always, I wish you love, peace, and joy.